So some of you know that I was at Arlington Memorial Gardens this morning doing their sunrise service. And boy, was it amazing. Where I stood, the sun at 7:05 just broke through the clouds. It was just amazing. I had to share that. And I was telling them about and I don't know, I'm gonna share it with you here. Because it was 7 o'clock in the morning, and they do it hybrid. So if many of you remember when we were in COVID years doing the hybrid church out in the parking lot, drive-in church, and as the weather got warmer, some of you sat in lawn chairs, some of you sat in your car, and that's what they did today, because they just weren't sure what the weather was going to do until this morning when it all broke free. And so I said to them as I stood up, I said, "Are you all awake?" And nobody moved, right? They're sitting right in front of me in chairs, right? I'm like, "Are you awake?" Nobody's moving. I said, "Okay, well then I'm going to share this little story, and some of you may have heard this years ago from me. But a mother goes into her son's bedroom on Sunday morning, and she says, "Get up, it's time for Easter sunrise service." The son rolls over and says to his mom, "I'm not going. And I'll tell you 3 reasons why I'm not going. 1, I don't like the people. 2, they don't like me. And 3, I just don't want to go." The mother responds, she says, "You are going to sunrise service, and I'll tell you 3 reasons why you're going. Number 1, you're a Christian, and you go even when you don't want to go. Number 2, you're 42 years old. Number 3, you're the minister." They woke up. Oh my gosh. I was so blessed to leave there and then attend Rev Sandy's outdoor service at 9 o'clock. I'm telling you, mark this on your calendar, because going to double services here on Easter Sunday is a joy. It's altogether different, but the message is the same. And the way Sandy did it with her music, it was absolutely beautiful. Why do we have the same message? Because we've grown up in unity, and we get it. Easter is about us. The entire Bible is a handbook for how to do life. When you look at the Bible, not literally, but metaphysically, to the deeper meaning behind every story, is about, Jesus was one of our greatest master teachers and way showers, right? We have many, but he was one of the great ones. And so when you look at the road to the crucifixion, you are literally looking at your own life. And this is a lesson for us to look at. What does that mean? I'm not on a cross. I don't have thorns on my head. Maybe not literally. But think about in your own life. And I may be jumping ahead of notes, and I don't care, because I just feel so passionate about this particular Sunday, because I know for myself, and with counseling a lot of people, is that, and I'll just keep it in the I statement, I spent years making my back bloody, whipping myself through shame. I'm not enough. Bad girl. Anybody ever get any of those messages in their life, right? And I carry that into adulthood. So who was doing their own crucifixion? Me. I'm putting myself on the cross. And I love this statement that I heard years ago. It's time to take yourself off the cross, Kathy, because somebody else needs the wood. I mean, there's a line back there waiting, right? We've all been in this. It is, if you ever thought about it, there can be no resurrection without a tomb, without a crucifixion, a tomb, and then a resurrection. It can't happen. This is a story about transformation. Are you ready? We've done this whole season of Lent. And I love that. I saw a comic strip that said it had this old hippie guy with a bandana around his head. And he said, I am free from Lent. I gave up sacrificing. Anybody here maybe raised Catholic that learned to, Lent was all about giving up, sacrificing yourself in unity? We look at Lent as let's eliminate negative thinking. We say let's look at these 40 days and how can we get on the road to the transformation? How can we get on the road to our resurrection, our own personal resurrection? If Jesus can do it, so can we. He said that, didn't he? Of these things I do, you can do, and even greater and more. Right. So I'm going to tell you how I experienced yesterday a beautiful situation with Michael's children. We got together with Michael's family because it was a birthday. One of the little girls' 6-year-old birthday. And they live up in Springfield, Ohio, and they live on, I'm guessing, is it 20 acres, Michael? I don't remember. Yeah, something 20, 25 acres. And the kids just have a blast. They're raising chickens. They got eggs. I mean, they've come from Columbus city life, and now they're becoming little country girls, right? Well, I'm in the kitchen to help, and there is this incubator. It's this big with probably 10 eggs in it. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh my God, you can buy an incubator like this? And I'm looking at little bitty holes. There's a chicken in there flopping around. It broke free of its egg. But there's some other ones in there pecking, right? And I'm telling you, has anybody ever watched a chicken trying to come out of an egg? Oh, here's our country people here, right? It is not easy. That poor little chicken, I was mesmerized because when I was younger, I built my own incubator out of a cardboard box, aluminum foil, and I even cut a window in it, right? So I'm fascinated by this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it pecks, and it gets a wing out. A wing comes out. And then you can just see this little wing go, and then it rises up again, and it tries to push its head out, and out it comes. And then it almost gets the body out, but the legs are still in there, and trying to get unstuck from the egg, because there's all the little kids were going, what's that, right? I said, well, that's how they fed the little baby chicken there while it was in the egg, right? And many of the adults by now, because now there's like 4 that are coming out of the eggs. And there's still 3 now pecking little holes, right? And all the adults now are starting to come over, and you should have heard the adults. This is so perfect, right at Easter. And Michael and I were driving home, and we were like, this is a perfect lead-in for the Easter story. This is our story. Think about yourselves as that chicken, right? We all go through trials. We all go through tribulations. We all go through anxiety, moments of depression. Or am I the only one that has these things happen occasionally in my life? Right? We don't stay there long. Well, sometimes we do. I know I did. few things I stayed for years because I didn't have the tools that I have now. But now that I have tools, I don't stay there long. But we all have this. Some of us have health challenges. Some of us have people judging us. Sometimes we're judging them. Be honest, sometimes we are, right? And when we're experiencing these moments, Sandy called it dark night of the soul today. When we experience these moments, even when we're being judged or we're doing the judging, do you feel peace or pain? Pain. If you really think about it, right. It's a painful feeling. On the cross, Jesus showed us, and on Good Friday, we typically talk about the last 7 words of Jesus on the cross. That was a major roadmap, people, for how to get yourself off the cross. And it was through love, compassion, surrender. Oh, before surrender, what was it? Forgiveness. Why is she talking about forgiveness again? Because we're 7 times, what was it? 7 times 70, right? So how many is that, mathematicians? 490 times. So if you've had 489 times of forgiveness, you only got 1 more to do and you're done, right? No. 7 in the Bible means however long it takes to complete something. Says 7 days in there for creation. Now, if you look at it metaphysically and say, however long it took to completion, makes a little more sense, doesn't it? So it's used quite often in the Bible. That's another whole story. But it's about surrendering. That is key. So we put ourselves on the cross. Through love and compassion and kindness and forgiveness and surrender, we go to the tomb. What is the tomb? The tomb is the place of quiet where prayer and contemplation happen. Meditation takes place there. I couldn't have gotten through many of my trials in my life had I not understood the power of prayer and the power of being quiet and the power of listening to that inner voice in me. I would not have gotten through. I would have just stayed bloody back all my life. It's key. It is key. So it's key to spend time in the tomb. And in meditation, I followed up at the end and said, it's not a one and done. However long you need to be in that quiet and contemplation, you will know when it's time to roll that stone away. Because trust me, there's going to be another crucifixion. This is life. There's going to be stuff happens, doesn't it? People don't act the way we want them to, do they? No. And that daggone news media doesn't say what I want it to say. I want to open it up and it's got a story about somebody being loving and kind and all rosy-dozy, and every time I turn it on, it's not there yet. But I'm relentless hope, right? Yes, speaking of our Channel 12 person, she's like, that's what she does. She goes out there and finds those good stories. You do. You do. Yes. It's possible, isn't it? Now, will they air it? That's the problem. She's like, oh, gosh. So by going to the tomb in silence and prayer, I find that outside. Michael and I both are nature people. We both find that walking in the woods or sitting in the woods or sitting in our front porch, you all have your own way to find that place. In meditation today, that's what you're doing. You're going to that inner sanctum, to the tomb, and you're listening. So that whatever it is today you're going through, you can move that stone away. And you can resurrect to a new way of being. That is the Christ in you, your hope of glory that it says in the Bible, right? Christ in you is your hope of glory. No matter what you're going through, no matter what has been, no matter what is happening out there, remember, what is the statement? I say it often. It's in the Bible, be in the world, not of it. Not of it. That's that getting hooked thing that we talk about, right? You know, in Romans, it has a line, and that doesn't get read very much for Easter story, but it says, just as Christ was raised from the dead, so we also should walk in the newness of life. Oh, I love that. Love that. So this Easter, I want you to remember, peck, 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 peck. Peck, 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 peck. The struggle is okay. But what I'm telling you, and what I said this morning, and I think I can remember something I said there at the end, and it was about how important it is to hang out with people who think like you. That doesn't mean you have to ignore the rest, no. But the more that you keep yourself built up, right thinking, prayed up, meditated, you can handle all of that. But I don't know about you, but I'm telling you, that's why I've been coming here 35 years. Yes, 35 years. I was a baby when I came here. Those that don't know, they don't know, okay? Mum's at work. But true, that's why. Is because I needed bolstering up. And to this day, and that's why I say, when they go, are you going to retire? I'm like, I can't leave this. This is my family, right? It's my family. As you often hear me say, like Louise Hay, when I make my transition, I hope I'm keeled over on this pulpit, teaching something else. But you are the chicken. You are meant to be beautiful. Those chickens, by the time we left, there were 6 of them out. And they were climbing all over each other. It was just, this is who you were meant to be. Did you hear yourself when I said those chickens? Did you hear yourself go, oh? Somebody said that when you were born. Somebody went, oh, oh, look at that perfect little girl. Look at that perfect little boy. Yeah, look. You were born to be a beautiful chicken. So this Easter, get out and resurrect to a new way of being, and that inner Christ, that risen Christ in me, as I say namaste, that is the inner Christ in me, truly sees and honors that risen Christ in each and every single one of you. Namaste.